What's up, guys? It's the Chelsea Rampman YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be talking about why I don't bother with my family anymore. Um, yeah, pretty much I don't really bother with my family anymore, as I could literally have this whole discussion to a therapist, honestly. Um, yeah, pretty much the reason why I don't bother with my family is simply because they're toxic, they're gaslighting, they're very manipulative, and simply putting it, I just don't want anything to do with that anymore. I mean, I've deleted all of them off Facebook. Obviously, still have my mum and my sister. Well, my older sister, because my little sister doesn't have Facebook. Probably the best choice, to be fair, for her. I mean, social media is probably already rotting her brain. Um, but yeah, like I've deleted them off social media. I'm not talking to them. You know what I mean? I don't really have much nice to say about them, really. They'll say that I'm dumping all my problems onto them. Well, no, you kind of caused them in the first place. My reactions wasn't good enough, though, I will admit that, but they've kind of caused their own. And they kind of have made things worse than it has to be for myself. Pretty much when I was brought up, I was coddled up in cotton wars, told I couldn't do anything because of my autism. So I was sort of told that I can't do anything because of my mental health problems from a young age, and I've sort of grown up with that. You know, I've always felt ashamed for being autistic. They've always made me feel bad about myself. They've never really sort of taught me anything. They never taught me how to get women. They never taught me how to shoot a gun. They never taught me how. When I'm shooting a gun, I mean I go to a gun range and shoot guns. I don't actually mean just go around and shooting people like a school shooter. I don't agree with any of that stuff. But people start panicking, getting the police on me, like, it's nothing to worry about. It's fine, right? Um, yeah, I don't know, learning how to cook and all that, although I did do that myself. That's only because I wanted to bulk up and go to the gym, so I had to learn how to cook chicken and rice and vegetables and stuff like that. And pretty much what happened. I got cut my lip. Yeah, I mean the camera's not best, but then it doesn't show how ugly I am as much. So I guess I got that. Um, and basically what happened was, yeah, basically the reason why I've completely cut off my family, well, to be fair, multiple times over lockdown, was because what happened was basically I went missing. Well, I didn't go missing because I was, I don't know. At first I would say I was missing because I was planning on like becoming homeless for a few days and getting out of the house and like sort of putting myself through torture almost because I felt like I needed to because I felt like I didn't deserve a place to live after what I'd said to my little sister because me and my sister got in a fight. I'd said something I shouldn't have, and I do regret what I said. I mean, me and my little sister Kushri, she got me a lovely photo frame of well, technically her pet rabbit Thumper, and it says love, and it's, yeah, I love it. I love to look at it sometimes and go, it's a bun. Yeah, yeah. He's helped me a lot, that rabbit. I mean, I was self-harming, but anyway, we'll get on to another talk about why animals are better than people. That's a different video. And yeah, basically they pretty much now some couple, a few family members did go out and look for me, right? They found out that I was gone and they did look out for me and they did worry. So it's definitely some care in there. The problem is though, is why would I want to hang out and like a bunch of people that are toxic? Why would I hang out with a bunch of people that are toxic? Even if they do nice things sometimes, why would I hang out with people that are very 50-50 and I don't know whether I can say something and guess I offend them and then they're going to group up on me like they do? They have a very mob mentality. If you have a different opinion to them, they judge you. It's literally like dealing with a bunch of journalists that work for the Daily Mail. They will literally group up on you, mob attack you, and make you feel shit about yourself. They literally will. They've always told me I can't do anything because I'm autistic, being overprotective. And now that I can't do anything because they never taught me anything, they now tell me that man up and all that, even though I've been depressed the last few years. In fact, no, I've been depressed for nearly a whole decade. You know, since I got bullied, probably since the last 8 years, I haven't been really, I've lost all confidence because, you hit puberty, you start caring what women think about you, you start caring about what your mates think about you, what your family thinks about you. I never had that when I was a kid. I didn't give a fuck. I miss it. Because you're so stupid and you didn't care because you didn't have fucking sex hormones running through your body, wanting to fucking shag every fucking fit, curvy Sheila that you saw on the street. I mean, I'm not that desperate, but I think you see the point that I'm making. Once boys turn into men, physically at least, I'm certainly not a man virtually, but I mean, don't help myself or admit that, but I think a lot of that is again down to the way the family brought me up. They coddled me. They didn't really teach me how to be a man. That's that whole saying from Fight Club, isn't it? That we're a generation of men raised by women. I'm starting to think another woman is what we really need. Is the answer we really need. It's not wrong though. I was raised up by women, so it's not surprising that I don't act like a man because I never had a good father figure in my life. I had my dad who was barely around my life, stuck up for my stepmom abusing me. Basically, my stepmom used to abuse me. She used to kick me. She used to flick my ears. She used to say that I was a skank. She used to say she couldn't wait for me to go back to my mum's and used to laugh at me. She used to prick her fingers into me. There was one time I didn't get the door for her granddad, and she then grabbed me after she had talked to her granddad. She waited for him to go. She quietly went up there and grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and did this and threatened to beat me up because if I ever didn't get the door for her granddad, even though you can't see it was her granddad and there's still no excuse. There's still an abusive piece of shit. She'll deny it now. She will. I mean, she's got the memory of a goldfish, the fat tart, but it is what it is, really. You can't change. That's why you're better off just avoiding them. And obviously, I did have to deal with abusive stepdad who once smacked my head against the corner of a wall, caused my head to bleed, lied to my mum saying it was an accident and that he never meant to hurt me. He did. His intention was, I don't think he meant to make me cut my head, but I think he certainly meant to slam my head against. He made me. No, in fact, no, he did because I still remember it in my head now. And he really hurt. He obviously was very emotionally abusive towards my mum and my sister. My sister's practically like a feminist now because of the way he treated her. Oh, yeah, I hope he gets what's coming to him. But that's. I'm not going to go into depth with that, because at the end of the day, I'm just listing what happened to me. You know what I mean? You know. And yeah, over lockdown, my family wouldn't let me come around at Christmas because I refused to get the COVID vaccine. And I think that's pathetic. They still haven't apologised to it. Nothing. All they had to do was say sorry, didn't let you come over on Christmas. You know what I mean? We should never done what we done, and we apologise for it. Nan had a go at me, and my nan had a go at me one time because I self harmed and told me that, shouted out, basically saying that I don't have mental health problems, even though I'd literally self-harmed like the day before you came round and gave me a bollocking. Makes sense, doesn't it? All I got told was the typical, man up, do this, do that. Like, do you know what I mean? If you get a shitty job, you'll home purpose. Like, no, you won't. I'll just become more miserable. Like, do you know what I mean? That's why because most of my self-harming wasn't to do with depression. It was to do with anxiety because of the fear of the unknown. I mean, it was just a feeling at the end of the day. So it's not like facts care about your feelings, but like it doesn't matter. But still, like for them to come round and give me a right old bollocking for something that realistically is none of their business as well, and then for them to have a go at me, for self-harming. Like you never ever go at someone who's dealing with mental health problems. You never ever go at someone, and you think with the way, and again with my granddad as well, he always used to hate on my dad and say that my dad was a bad father figure. He's not wrong in that retrospect. He's not wrong. However, he can't talk. He was always negative towards me. He always said I was a little shit. Always like disciplining me, and all that. But he never did anything positive with me. I can't remember him ever teaching me anything. It's all just your shit, your shit, your shit, your shit. Pretty much. That was it. That was all he ever did. And now, whether this family sees this video or not, I don't care. I'm not taking it down. I'm not taking it down because it's just my truth. And if they can't handle that, well, they're the fucking problem then, aren't they? Oh, what's it, that thing from Nigel Farage? Oh, what's it says? You were laughing. Well, guess who's laughing now? That's such a classic meme. That's such a classic meme. Um, and 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 yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Obviously, at one time before my sister's wedding 2 months ago, I remember, I think it was actually during the summertime, actually. It was summertime last year, because obviously it's 2024 now. And I remember my little sister was with my auntie, and my nan called up my auntie and said that I have no potential and that I'm a waste of space behind my back. But yet, when I saw at the wedding, was saying, "I miss you. It's so great to see you." Was joking around with me and cuddling me and like pretending like she cares. I'm just like, fuck off, fuck off. And yet, pretended to care about me when I went missing, right? But yet, a few days after, started making out my mum was bad, and then had to go at my big sister for basically giving me a place to live. Because if I didn't have my big sister giving me a place to live, guess what she would have done? Guess what social services and things like that would have done? I would have been forced to live in shitty hotels. I would literally wouldn't even have the same luxury that I have right now. I wouldn't have an Xbox and nothing to play on. Like, literally, I'd be just stuck in a room, like just one room, nothing, and I would have to deal with noisy people because I'd be in shit hotels and I'd be in a nice hotel or anything. So I'd be fucked. And yeah, I mean, what was it? When I was 2 years old, I got taken away from my from my dad because, well, my dad was a piece of shit. I mean, I was actually basically born from a sexual assault. My mum and my dad agreed to have sex, but basically what happened is my dad forced himself to come inside my mum, and my mum didn't give consent to it. So practically, that is a form of sexual assault. So I was literally born from a sexual assault. I was produced from a sexual assault, man. Yeah, yeah. My dad's not a good man, and there was another time he did something as well, and that wasn't great either. But yeah, like when I went missing and they had a go, the family manipulated me and my mum and my Chloe basically because my sister didn't feel safe. It's an argument. Get over it. What I said was bad, don't get me wrong, but it was not to the point where I had to be kicked out for it. It's pathetic. But yeah, um, pretty much that was it. That was pretty much it. That's what happened. And yeah, and all my aunties grouped up on my mum, tried to bully my mum. You know what I mean? They bullied my mum, tried to make her feel bad for basically for not kicking me out of the house and giving me nowhere to live and making me homeless. All just because I said something stupid to my little sister, but she said something stupid to me first anyway, which wasn't as bad, I'll admit that. But still, it's just the whole situation was pathetic from the aunties and the grandparents. The way they just grouped up on my mum and tried to make her feel bad and gaslighted her. For what? And like, maybe if my sister wanted to move back in, I would have been able to move into my sister so then she felt safe, which in itself is pathetic in itself. This is why I'm 50-50 with my little sister, because she still hasn't apologised. Until she apologised and said sorry. Because I've said sorry, I've even said that what I said was wrong. But she needs to apologise as well for basically kicking me out of the house. I think it's very pathetic that she got scared to the point where she kicked me out of the house. But I don't know. It's complicated. Families are complicated, man. They are complicated, and especially my family where they're so large and they all have like WhatsApp. They all have like WhatsApp groups where they all like text and love to play happy families and like they care about each other. And yet, when you hang out enough with the family, or when I used to live at mum's, there'd always be some kind of argument. You know what I mean? There'd always be some kind of argument. You know, whether it be at my mum or whatever. My mum used to let the family walk all, she still does now, in my opinion, let the family walk all over her. And they'll deny it. They'll see this. They might see this video and deny it. I don't care. The truth's the truth, and they can't handle it. Is what it is. You know. It's the fact they can't even admit to the truth. Like, fair enough calling me out on my bullshit. You know, fair enough. You know, I don't help myself. But like at the same time, they can't even look at themselves and even admit to it. At least I'm self-aware. I'm like them. At least I'm actually self-aware of my problems. They're not. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much family. I mean, I could think of many reasons because of the way the family like coddled me up and were very overprotective of me when I was a kid and told me that I couldn't do anything because I was autistic. So I had very little belief in myself, and like because the family used to shout at each other, I used to get chucked out and isolated in the conservatory. And I mean, they kind of do that now, but yeah, because I was autistic and I was sensitive to all the loud noise and all the arguing. I think that's where I developed trauma from. That's my only guess, but I haven't seen a therapist yet as I've been due therapy for 3 years now. I mean, but we'll see what happens with. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. I mean, I've got to keep this video short, pretty much, but because I could go on way longer. But yeah. Anyway, if you liked, please like. If you dislike it, dislike it. If you want, I don't care. Feel free to have an opinion. The fact that you gave my videos a viewing, that's great. Anyway, without further ado, subscribe, like, and peace.